Hour 2 here on Boost Radio Network. And what better song to come into with you getting knocked down and you trying to get up again? This is old school.
Yes.
You like
a lot
that?
of boxers do that.
Well, unless they're completely knocked out, then they're not getting up ever again.
Yes, man. Well, Mayweather doesn't have to worry about that because, you know, he's always running around, dodging things. So, I mean, that leads us into our guest. Today, we have with us from It's On Boxing MMA Gym, boxing coach and trainer, Coach Anthony Rodriguez. You can visit his website, www.itsonboxingmma.com. Follow him on Twitter at CoachAnthony01 and on Instagram. He's got a lot of good videos on there, a lot of training videos at Coach Anthony.
Let's bring him on.
Let's bring him on. Coach Anthony, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good. Great to have you back on the show. How's it going?
Everything's going good, man. How's everything with you guys?
Very good, very good.
Very good. Big weekend this weekend, last weekend in the boxing world as we had Floyd Mayweather improving his record, still undefeated, defeating Marcos Maidana. What were your thoughts on that fight?
You know, I know a lot of people were disappointed with Floyd Mayweather's performance due to the fact that he did a lot of, sticking and moving and stuff like that. But honestly, you know, from a boxer standpoint, I truly and honestly, I viewed it as he took Maidana to school. I mean, he used his ring generalship. He picked shots when he wanted to. He basically did whatever he wanted to do in the ring. And what I believe is that he came into the fight with a different game plan. The first time around, he stood his ground more. He was more willing to engage. It was a much more competitive fight. It was a little exciting. But this fight, you can see it from the very beginning that their game plan was that he didn't even want to receive any kind of punishment whatsoever. It wasn't an exciting fight for the crowd. He definitely might have lost a few fans, and the fans who don't like him definitely don't like him more. But he won almost every single round, hands down, pretty easily. And I mean, you know, it's boxing, man. I think he took Maidana to school.
Coach Anthony, it's Loganator here. I have a question for you. Is it the end? Is the end near for Floyd Mayweather?
You know what? It's looking like it. I mean, he definitely didn't show the grit that he really wants to be in a ring and really engage in hard fights. He kind of looks like he just wants to use his brain and win these fights. It looked like on Saturday night, it looked like all he wanted to do was win the fight with minimal risk. So, you know, when a fighter starts to fight that way, it kind of tells me he doesn't really want to do this much longer. He knows he has 2 more fights coming up, possibly one of them against Pacquiao. He probably wants to save something in the tank for that fight. And also all the things he's dealing with outside the ring. I mean, he's dealing with a lot of things outside the ring right now, so I think with all that taking his toll and the fact that he's been boxing as long as he has, yeah, I think it's about time he's going to hang it up soon.
Now, I didn't personally get to see the fight. I saw some highlights, and I was reading some articles on it. People are saying he's looking slower. Mayweather was looking very slower in this fight, even though he won. I want you to talk a little bit about that. Also, there was this whole biting controversy that happened with Maidana in the 8th round. Can you tell us a little bit about that as well?
Well, you know what? I mean, Floyd Mayweather definitely didn't look. Definitely didn't look as sharp as he did as far as landing punches, but his footwork was there. I mean, if you notice, man, I mean, he really used that ring. Every time he got trapped into the ropes, he was able to bend out the way, you know, and circle back around the ring. So his footwork is still there. His punches weren't all there, but as far as crisp as they normally look, he was landing beautiful straight right hands. So, I mean, everybody's allowed an off night. He even gave himself a C at the end of the night. So, I mean, to say he's getting slower, I mean, to me, he's still. I wouldn't count him out just yet.
Again, we're talking with Coach Anthony Rodriguez from It's On Boxing MMA Gym. Look at his website at www.itsonboxingmma.com. Coach Anthony, who do you think Mayweather's next opponent will be?
Man, you know what? That's going to be difficult, man. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, at this point, I really don't know. I mean, if he wants to end his legacy, I mean, he has to figure out a way to fight Manny Pacquiao. I mean, this just is almost like a no-brainer. I mean, a great businessman, as he claims he is, and as being one of the best boxers of all time, if he doesn't take this fight, he's going to be 60 years old in a rocking chair, and he's going to be regretting it because he'll never get the credit that he deserves for being such a master boxer. I mean, so if he doesn't take a Manny Pacquiao fight, if he's not willing to take a little bit of a loss on what he expects as far as money goes, I mean, seriously, at this point, he has enough money where he can go ahead and have some leverage there. So he has to fight Manny Pacquiao. And out of the other guys out there, I mean, all those guys in that division are about even on an even playing field, as you could say, who deserves a fight. I mean, they're talking Amir Khan, but then you got guys like, Danny Garcia, and then you got these up-and-coming guys like Keith Thurman, and it's like all those guys to me are basically even. It's really Manny Pacquiao that stands out. So, I don't really know who else he should fight other than Manny Pacquiao. Those other guys, they're playing on an even playing field. I don't care which one he fights.
Well, the three names that have been brought up, and you said them already, of course, Manny Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, who actually I heard a story coming out today that he wants to jump to 147 and challenge Manny Pacquiao. And then, of course, there's Amir Khan. Going back to Manny Pacquiao, do you think the ship has finally sailed between them two getting into a fight? Because, they're both getting old. So, I mean, I know people are still going to pay the money to go see them. But do you think it's going to be that fight that we all dreamed of?
You know what, man? I mean, they both got at this point, yes. I mean, they both still have enough in the tank to put up a good fight. Manny Pacquiao has been criticized in a couple of his fights, especially after his loss to Marquez. But then he bounced back and looked pretty good in his last couple of fights. Floyd Mayweather, went from looking kind of okay, average, and then fought Canelo, looked outstanding, and now, he fights again and he kind of looks, a bit average again. So at the end of the day, they're both basically at a level where, I mean, it's not going to be as great as it would have been a couple of years back, but they still got enough in the tank to make a very entertaining fight. And, quite frankly, with Manny Pacquiao being a super fast southpaw, he presents a challenge and a big threat for Mayweather, regardless if Mayweather could still win that fight.
And for Manny Pacquiao to get any chance to get a shot at Floyd Mayweather, he is going to have to defeat Chris Algeri on November 22nd. Algeri's 20-0 with 8 knockouts. This is going to be actually Algeri's biggest test. He beat Ruslan Provodnikov. That was a big upset in New York. What do you think of? Do you think Algeri can pull off an upset over Manny?
I'm going to tell you what, if it came down to skill set, absolutely. I mean, he has an excellent skill set. I mean, this guy uses the ring excellently, excellent. He has a very long jab. Like I said, as far as his ring work, his ring generalship is some of the best I've seen. He's actually a very, very, very good boxer. The only thing that makes me say, I don't know if he can handle a fight with Manny Pacquiao. It's kind of soon. I mean, he's undefeated. He did beat Provodnikov, but at the same time, he hasn't fought at this magnitude before. So when he gets in front of Manny Pacquiao, is he going to be a little starstruck? Is he going to be a little, under those lights? Are things going to change? I'm pretty sure he was a big Manny Pacquiao fan a couple of fights ago, and now he's in front of him. So that's what makes me concerned if Algeri will be able to handle that kind of pressure. But if you want to talk about tools, he has all the tools to beat Manny Pacquiao, and I'm pretty interested in this fight because I want to see if he comes with his A game and he comes to win, is a very interesting matchup because he's tall, he's lanky, he could box, he uses his legs, he doesn't stand in one spot, and Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao's Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao has been shown to be vulnerable against good boxers. So, I'm interested.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping. I know everyone wants to see Pacquiao versus Mayweather, but I'm kind of pulling for Chris Algeri to pull up the upset here.
Chris Algeri is the local guy. He's from Long Island. I mean, you gotta want to root for one of our own, but at the same time, you gotta remember he's never fought at this magnitude before. So, I mean, a lot of guys, they rise up to the occasion. A lot of times, the guys, they don't. I mean, look at Canelo Alvarez, man. I mean, I thought Canelo Alvarez was going to do a lot better than he did. against Floyd Mayweather. And he's an excellent fighter, but once he got in front of Mayweather, things kind of changed a little bit because the experience, and we all know Manny Pacquiao has experience at this level for a long time now, and I don't know if Algeri's ready for that yet.
Again, we're talking to Coach Anthony Rodriguez from It's On Boxing MMA Gym in Delran, New Jersey. Coach Anthony, if Pacquiao loses, will that be the end of the Mayweather talks?
I mean, the way Mayweather is, Mayweather's been trying to make it the end of the talk since the beginning of the talk.
Okay.
So I can only imagine if Manny Pacquiao lost this fight. If Manny Pacquiao loses this fight, there goes the excuse. Oh, he can't beat Algeri. Why should he fight me? I mean, it went from substance abuse or whatever it was, or whatever he was suspicious that he was using a illegal substance, to the money ain't right, to the promoters, to, man, I don't know what the story is, I really don't want to believe that Mayweather's scared. It's hard for me to believe a man who's 47-0 with an extensive amateur background is scared of anybody as far as the sport of boxing goes. I don't want to believe that. But at the same time, it's like, what's the deal, man? Can we see the fight? The people want to see the fight. I'm a boxing trainer. I got boxing experience in competition, but I'm also a fan. I want to see the fight. Let's see the fight already. Floyd Mayweather, let's see the fight.
Well, definitely. Everybody wants to see that fight. But